Love this one lyrically. I love how he feels. He just quaint. Oh, he just can't make something fucking perfect there, can he? That's my Cockney accent there.
That was all Australia.
That was everything. That was New Zealand mixing with that was everything. That's what I do.
That was the worst.
I make them up.
That was the worst.
Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and well, that's pretty much it. So let's go.
This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, a different artist. We break down one of their records. We get into the music, the lyrics, how it was made, the artwork, all that good stuff. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars, and 5 stars only. Please go do that. All the social media is at Asinine Radio, and that's all I got for the boring intro. So let's jump right into it. We are doing Thrice today. We're doing their debut record from the year 2000. It's called Identity Crisis. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. We're gonna get into our origin story. We're gonna get into our first impressions, our bangers, our stinkers if we have any. So yeah, let's get into it. What is your origin story with Thrice, Jeff? Go.
I don't have like a deep origin story with them. I remember in high school they were like a thing, right? Especially in our area, especially in our high school. Thrice was a thing. Never really cared for them. I didn't listen to that genre very much in high school. I know you liked them a lot. Many, many years. Like, I guess the first time I ever listened to Thrice was Image of the Invisible. And
but that was after high school.
Yeah. Well, that was like right after high school. But yeah, that was after high school. But I remember when I was doing when I was hanging out with a lot of people from lower high school. One girl in particular, like I kind of dated for a while. She was into what was the thing they did with the Darfur? It was called something.
Are you thinking of Invisible Children?
That was it. There it is, dude. Oh, yeah, there it is, dude.
I don't think that necessarily had to do with Darfur, but
no, that was specifically for like displaced children in Darfur because of the war. Yeah, but like Thrice lent them, that organization, Image of the Invisible, and like that was the first time people had talked about it in my circle at the time, I guess. But I still didn't listen to them, and really I didn't listen to them until we did the pod, because even when I lived with Kevin, and he was a massive Thrice fan, and he had the VCU vinyls, or not the VCU, the Alchemy Index vinyls, framed up, yeah. Well, he had 2 of them, and one got eaten by his dog. So he had them framed up on his wall. And even then, I still just didn't listen to Thrice. I didn't listen to Thrice until we did the pod. I didn't care about Thrice until we did the pod.
You did it. You didn't care about them simply out of spite.
Pretty much, yeah. I playlisted a couple songs here and there. Like Image of the Invisible has always been playlisted on various playlists of mine because it's a good song. But otherwise,
it's a fantastic song.
I never got into them. And it's been like honestly until at that time too, like after the Alchemy Index had come out, that's when they started to dip in quality. And so when I started to hear our friend group like play them, it just wasn't good. And I was like, this is what you guys like? So it wasn't like indicative of the band as a whole. So that's not not entirely my fault. But yeah, my origin story is scattered, broken, but never anything until the pod.
All right. My origin story goes back to the album of the week, Identity Crisis. That album had come out like not even a year. It wasn't even out a year yet. And friend of the pod, Kevin, Brian, my cousin Brandon as well. They all were really into Thrice. And the first song I heard was A Torch to Handle Torches. And it was like when I listened to Metallica when I listened to Kill 'Em All from Metallica the first time, I had that same feeling like, what the hell is this? I've never heard anything like it before. I'm obsessed with it. And then I immediately went out and bought Identity Crisis. I don't even remember where I found it. I wasn't at Best Buy. Maybe Hot Topic had it. Or maybe the Warehouse had it. I don't remember exactly where I bought the CD, but I immediately went out and got it, and just obsessed with it. And then maybe a few months later, Illusion of Safety came out, and then of course, I went down that rabbit hole of Illusion, and then I've just followed the band ever since. Obviously there have been some lulls, but I've always been there. I've always gone to see them, even during the years where I didn't care for the album that they had just put out. I still went and saw them because they still put on a great show. Yeah, they didn't play all the songs I wanted. They played a lot of newer stuff, but it was still a great show. So, I mean, I've seen this band at least 20, maybe 30 times over the years, from Chain Reaction up into, some of the bigger venues, festival shows, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's my origin story is it's Identity Crisis. It's A Torch to End All Torches. That was the first thing I heard. So yeah, what are your first impressions on this album though? Identity Crisis.
I remember the first time that I ever listened to Identity Crisis in its entirety. It's coming back. I was moving out here. I was in the process of moving out here.
You were. Yeah.
So at the time, I know what I was doing, and so I know exactly where I was. I was driving around, getting stuff ready to buy this house that I'm living in now, and that's when I first heard Identity Crisis. And being familiar with the area you live in, especially in an area like the United States, Orange County, where you can drive from point A to point B, or you can take the long way, and it would take you an extra 25 minutes. I remember driving to Cypress from Winter Park, which should have only taken me 5 or 8 minutes. Yeah. And I remember going down to like Los Al and like looping all the way the fuck around because this thing was so goddamn good that I could not even believe it. And I wanted just to listen into my car. Like, I remember that, dude. That is like my first impression of this album. And I still love it to this day. And it is unreal how I've gone this long and never dove into it. It's sad. It sucks. But we're here now. We're doing it now. We're giving its final due justice and hitting it head on. So yeah,
because the reason why you would listen to it, I think it was like 2018 or maybe is that when you moved out there? 2018, 2017?
Yeah, about that.
So yeah, so the reason why you listened to it was because we did Identity Crisis on the podcast, but it was in the very old format that'll never be released again. That episode, and it ended up only being like a 40-minute episode because we recorded we were recording in your garage in the middle of summer. It was hot as balls in there. We were sweating like pigs, and we couldn't record in the house because it was so busy. Everything was going with everything going on. So, and we ended up just cutting the episode short because it too damn hot. But yeah, I mean, my first impression with Identity Crisis is also my origin story. Torch to End All Torches, got the record, fell in love, just obsessed with this band. I remember many times too trying to get you into it, and I would try to show you Identity Crisis. And you're like, no, I don't care. Doing your old, Jeff thing, thinking that my music sucks. But as we've been finding out over the last 3 years, I have really good taste in music, and you're wrong. So,
okay. Yeah.
Do you have any stinkers on this record?
I have 2 stinkers. I have 3 okay songs.
That's all wrong.
Nah, just kidding. They're all bangers. The fucking guy.
Even the next day.
I count those as one song.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
I listed that as 1B. Yes, not my 1B, but as a single B.
As the ruin falls, and then the next day.
Yeah, that is the same song. Correct.
That's same here. That's what I did too. We're also not going to rank the song "Madman," which is it was on the original version of this record on the CD, and but it's a B-side. I mean, did you listen to it or no?
I did not.
Yeah, it's fine. It's good, but it's better that it's not on the record. Just does not fit at all. So I have 11 Bs as well, 11 bangers. So let's get into your 1B. What's your biggest banger, your one banger here?
Well, it's kind of funny that you mentioned your introduction to Thrice is actually my 1B, A Torch to End All Torches. Torch
to End All Torches.
That is my favorite song on the album.
Yeah. Let's get into it, man. It's my 2B. It is my 2B. But
It's just,
I mean, but it could
super,
easily be my 1B too.
Super metally intro, right? Like I love the chugs, very Metallica sounding. Like these guys are showing their inspirations here, and they do it all over the fucking album. And it's not just like their inspiration from the hard rock era. There's a lot of like emo on this. There's a lot of pop punk on this. There's a lot of stuff on this album that they're telling you that this is our era, this is our generation, these are our inspirations, and I love that. What makes this one special is its pacing and like the changes it does. There's a lot to digest here with this one. It's a fantastic song. I think it's a great, I don't know, putting it at this point in the album, like song 8 out of 11, it's the perfect, I don't know, it's a perfect way to slow things down a bit, give everybody a chance to breathe, kind of like dumb it down before we just kick it back up again, right? Because that's how we want every song to fucking end at all times. It's just double time it, kick it back up, fade to black, done. And that's what this song does. This song is, the pacing is perfect. The pacing is perfect. The pacing is perfect.
The pacing is perfect. Like you were saying, the riffage here it's like Metallica but more precise and a little bit more complex. It's just and it doesn't stop until you hit that bridge where everything literally stops. And then it's just like it's that the clean guitar, the rain in the background. Riley comes in with those big drum hits, and then that little build up on the toms, and then it goes into this like just this kind of open, airy kind of feel, and then some great screaming, a great outro, and I just the structure of the song is perfect, and it's weird, like you were saying, like the tempo changes, the pacing. It's weird, but a lot of the songs have that too. Like you're just, it'll start one way, and then 20 seconds later, you're in a different song, but it still makes sense. It still makes sense. It's unreal. It's weird, and that's what I think makes this record so cool is that you're constantly on your toes. I mean, when I listened to this record today, it was probably the 300th time I've listened to this record, but it still excites me. I'm still hearing something new, or I'm remembering something like, oh my God, this part is actually fucking incredible. And A Torch to End All Torches is one of those songs that has those moments. Just the little things too, like the parts in the verses where you don't even know what he's saying. He's screaming. Yeah. He's screaming, but all you hear is that it's the second line of each of the first two verses. And you hear him say, "Save my life." That's all you hear. Like that's the only part I actually sing out loud because I know when it's going to hit. And it's the only thing I can understand. So it's the song is chaos. It's fast. At any moment it sounds like it's going to fall apart. It really does. And they rarely, I mean, after this record came out or after Illusion came out, I don't think they ever played this song again. I'm pretty sure they've never played it since.
That is just, you're crazy. You're crazy.
I know. So I sent you that video of them playing at Chain in 2001. Yeah. And they did play it then. And then I also watched another video a couple days ago of them playing at Biola University the same year. And they also played Torch there as well. And it was just, dude, it's fucking insane. But that Chain video, oh man, the nostalgia.
Dude, just how fucking skinny everybody is, first of all.
I know, right? Well, they're so young. They're like 19, so 20 years old.
Now that we're older, looking at like younger pictures of ourselves, if anybody, it's like, God damn, dude, like everybody just like gains weight. And it's hilarious. I love it. And also, I've never been one to like for the aesthetics of a guitar, but like Dustin's white SG, like that fucking looked good.
Right? Yeah.
That looked good. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody play a white SG like that. It looked good. Yeah, it fucking looked cool. I liked it.
It does look really nice. The Murder Dolls guys, they played an all white SG.
Sorry, I should have said I've never seen anybody in a real band play a white SG. So yeah.
Oh, you're the worst.
It looked good.
You are the worst. It does look really nice. But his signature was the red SG with the black pickguard. That was Dustin's.
Yeah,
that was his main guitar.
Seen that, you know what I mean? Seen that. Tenacious D played one. Rivers played one.
Yeah. It was either that or the all black SG.
That's also
those were his two main ones. I know. Those were his two main. Like I think after Identity Crisis, he didn't play the white one really that often at all.
Damn, that's a good
it was one of those other two. But then eventually he ditched the SGs completely. So, and I remember I remember this just dawned on me during the Visu era. he even went onto the website onto their website and said, "I'm selling my SGs.
Oh,
I'm selling all of them." So he sold them to fans because he's like, "I'm this era of the band of my life is over. I'm switching to to Telecasters and shit."
Man, how fucking shitty, and also how amazing is that, right? Like how shitty, like he's completely like disconnecting himself from prior Thrice music, but also how liberating. He said, this old Thrice is done. We are now heading a different direction. There's no going back. We are cutting all ties.
It's pretty wild.
God
right?
damn, you got to respect that.
Yeah, he's fucking sold his SGs.
Like,
and made it up like a
dude.
Public thing.
Like guitar players with their guitars, they don't sell their first guitar. I still have my first guitar. Guitar players don't sell their fucking guitars. They just don't do it.
Yeah, you're right.
You just buy more.
You buy more and waste all that money. Yeah, been there.
Good Lord.
What?
That's funny. No, it's I love that. That's admirable. It's equally insane and fucking innovative. I love it.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, musically, I just think this is just an incredible song. Do you have anything more musically here?
No, that's it. I will say, like, before we get into the lyrics, the latter half of the album like resonated more with me lyrically than the first half.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So like the first half, I think the songs are a little bit stronger musically, but the latter half, I thought the lyrics were stronger. So that was weird.
I feel like to me the lyrics were consistent. Musically, there are kind of lulls, but they're still bangers. Like my bottom two bangers they're amazing songs, but they're songs that, I have been known to skip because it's like I just want to hear fucking, Ultra Blue, or I want to hear.
What do you skip? What do you skip?
My bottom B is In Your Hands, and then Unquestioned Answers.
In your hands.
Just like that. That's the song. It's
okay. So
kind of a cover.
In Your Hands, my number 5. So we'll get into that later. But Unanswered Questions
Really? Okay.
is my 11B. That is my least favorite song.
Sorry.
Unanswered questions. What did I say? Unquestioned answers.
No, it's Unquestioned Answers. You said Unanswered Questions.
Yeah.
So you got it wrong.
What did you say?
That's fine.
The song's called Unquestioned Answers.
Nope. Yeah, and you didn't say that.
Are you sure?
Said Unanswered Questions. Yeah, you did.
Because I'm looking at my notes right now, and it says it correctly. But that's fine. Okay, maybe
pod reading's hard. I know.
You're right. It happens to the best of us.
Not me. Okay, so what do you have on this one then? Let's
well,
get
hold on.
It's a low B for us.
Let's take it back a little bit because we didn't finish A Torch to End All Torches. Because
we didn't get to the lyrics.
I fucking love this one lyrically. I love how he feels. He just quaint. Oh, he just can't make something fucking perfect there, can he? That's my Cockney accent there.
That was all Australia.
That was everything. That was New Zealand mixing with that was everything. That's what I do.
That was the worst.
I make them up.
That was the worst.
I do what I do. I do what I do. It is what it is. I love how he feels. He just can't quite make something perfect, right? He personifies it into a satellite trying to find a perfect orbit. He also relates it to an architect, just can't quite make it perfect. And he even says the light he sees, he gets close, but he just doesn't quite get it. And he ends the song asking for help, asking for a little boost. And I like that. And I like this era of Thrice because it's I don't mind listening and listening to people talk about God or their religion as it relates to their personal experiences in life, right? Mm-hmm. I don't mind that because it creates, it creates a bond between me and the lyricist, the artist. I like that. That is what Dustin excels at. When he's just trying to preach to me, then I lose interest, as everybody does, because who the fuck wants to be preached to? Nobody does. But when he's relating stuff to me like this, where he just can't quite he just doesn't feel quite at home because he's always there's always something missing for him, even in religion. And I think that's humanizing. That's him questioning his faith. And I think he questions his faith a lot on this album, which is super dope. And I don't know. I like it. It's cool stuffs.
I like it too. I mean, people who don't listen to Thrice, Dustin is or he at least was very, very Christian. And all the songs on this record are, except for Under Par. That's the only one that doesn't have like a religious undertone to it. But you know, going to artists, like when we broke down that record, there's a ton of Christianity on there, but it was done in a much more mature way. He was able, his metaphors were much better on that record. And he also brought up different religions too, different theologies, and it was a much deeper, more mature record lyrically than this one. Not to say that this one is bad by any means, because it's not. He's still at 19 years old. The guy is a fucking killer lyricist. He is a killer lyricist. Like you said, he never sounds preachy on this record. I mean, he doesn't really sound preachy ever until you get to, major minor. But I do like the lyrics a lot here too, because it does. I agree with you too, where it's more about his own personal relationship, his own personal kind of feelings and faith, and I like that, man. He's just he's lost. Most of these songs he's just lost, and that's what this one is. It's about him not having faith. He's lost faith. He's not really doing the right thing for himself or anybody else, and he's lost, and he just at some point he sees the light of God or Jesus, and how just realizing, believing will make him a better person. So that's what I think it is lyrically.
There's several songs on this album that lyrically I think are just like, God damn, dude, you're a poet. And this is the beginning of one of them. This is like one of the lower ones that I think are like the great stuff. So like on the top end
lyrically
of this album, this is like the low of the top end, because I think even just being able to like personification, right? Giving human attributes to non-human objects, satellites.
Yeah.
Right. He's saying like the satellite is drifting aimlessly, and it's like, it's just fucking satellite, dude. It's a piece of metal. It only does what the computer programs to do. It has no hopes or aspirations. It doesn't know what it's doing. It only does what it's programmed to do. But to like humanize a satellite, like what the fuck? How do you fucking even do that? That's stupid. Right. That's dumb.
It's stupid. It's dumb.
Like I feel bad for the satellite. You know what I mean? Like that's some good shit, dude. That's some good solid stuff.
It's good songwriting. It really is good songwriting. And I love too that, when you listen to this record, you never think that the lyrics are going to be about this at all. Like,
no,
even this week.
This is OC Hardcore, dude, produced by fucking the guy from Death by Stereo. OC Hardcore. Paul Miner, the bass player for Death by Stereo, produced this record. Coming off of, If Looks Could Kill, I'd Watch You Die, which is just a perfect record, amazing record. It's unreal. And then, the second record, not Day of the Death. What the fuck is the name of the record? I can't even think right now. Whatever it is. Is it Day of the Death? I don't know. Fuck it. Anyway, Paul Miner, incredible. He was incredible in Death by Stereo. He made great records with them, and this Thrice record is fucking awesome. And hearing interviews that Riley and the other guys have said, it's like they were just so stoked to be working with Paul Miner because they admired him so much because of Death by Stereo that they went into the studio trying to impress him. Like to try to say like, we want to try to be like Death by Stereo. We want to be as good as that. There's a lot of Death by Stereo on this record.
There's a ton of it, down to the drums,
the gang vocals, the guitar, the choruses, dude. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yes, so much Death by Stereo, and I love that. They were just fucking excited
They're fanboys, dude. Exactly.
They're fanboys,
it's so
man,
cool
recording this record. It's fucking sick. But anyway, going to
Torch and All Torches.
Great song. Love this. Oh, did you listen to Turbo Torch?
Yeah, a turbo.
It was cool, right?
A turbo torch to end all
torches or something.
Yeah.
So what that was, it's just a sped up version of the song, but not sped up to where it's like it sounds like it's
8-bit.
It's been sped up.
Yeah, like computerized. Yeah.
It still sounds real, but damn, dude, it's so cool. It
is. It's
played faster.
Rad.
It's so cool. Yeah, and the band actually did that. So the band created that version and then posted it on their website back in the day, and then fans just downloaded it off their old website, thrice.net. So that it was actually a band sanctioned thing, which is really cool too.
Which they should just keep playing live to this day. That would be cool.
I know, right?
You guys remember Turbo Den All Torches? And then start going. Like, come on, open a show with that. I don't even
think,
me?
I don't even think they could keep up. Honestly, I don't think they could keep up with it.
Joking my ass right now? Jesus Christ.
God, that would just... Oh my God, that would just be incredible. The crowd would be insane. Or if they played Identity Crisis in its entirety... God, they've done Illusion in its entirety a bunch of times, and they're doing tours to do artists in its entirety. They've done Visu in its entirety. Why the hell aren't they doing Identity Crisis? It's irritating. It's a totally underrated record.
I don't know. It's that thing that people talk like. If I won the lottery, I would do this. You know what I mean? Like, why, man, dude? Like Thrice, Secret Show. Chain Reaction, Identity Crisis.
Oh my God.
2020, they should have done it.
Yeah.
Under the moniker of whatever the fuck, something. Maybe like 20 people showed up. Like that would be so dope, dude.
I think the original band name before Thrice, I think it was like Chapter 11 or something like that. Terrible name. But imagine if they went to and they played a secret show at Chain with the OG band name. Damn, dude, that would be... I would pay hundreds of dollars to go to that.
I wonder, like
literally.
In the way, like, media spreads so fucking fast now, I wonder if Thrice did that, if they plan to do it, let's say, 1 month in advance, and they only posted, I don't know, in some random message board, I wonder how many people would show up. Like, how fast would that spread to people would know a month in advance... that show. I don't know.
So like Mars Volta did it in 2008. They played a show at I think it was the Roxy, and they did it under a different band name, and it leaked. I mean, I think the band got thrown onto the calendar for the Roxy like 2 days prior to the show, and then within a day, fans had started to find out that it was the Mars Volta, and then it was just mayhem. I think it was the Roxy. It might have been the Troubadour, but I think it was the Roxy.
That's like Bedlam era Mars Volta.
It was Bedlam era. Yeah, it was right after Thomas joined the band.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh God.
So that was a big thing, and then Metallica did it in like 2013. They played Metallica. Well, no, hear me out, dude. Hear me out. So it was a festival, kind of a festival show. Metallica was headlining the festival, and I forgot what the name of the band was, but it was a fake band, and it was opening the festival. So they played at like noon. It was something like that, and they played Kill 'Em All in its entirety.
Oh God.
Yeah. So that was cool, and it was a complete surprise. So they played Kill 'Em All in its entirety, and then they played later that night and played their regular set.
Wait, why can't?
So that's fucking sick.
Why can't all bands be this fun? I don't understand. Like, why you in a fucking band this long and just not? You can't have any fun. I don't understand.
Why? I mean, I don't get it. It's like, why do you hate your old music so much? Especially when people love it so much, and you know that you have that fan base that would spend hundreds of dollars to see it. You know, it's just like why do you hate yourself that much?
Honestly, like that's a whole nother like podcast we can get into as to why like artists rely on their fans so much, right? Because artists can't make money unless their fans pay for their product. And so when your fans are paying for your product in the early days to get you to the mainstream success as you are in your later days, why do you forget where you came from? Like, who the fuck even does that? That's some bullshit. That's stupid. That's pretentious, and that's fucked up.
And AFI is the worst.
They're absolutely the fucking worst.
Yeah, they're the fucking
absolutely
worst.
The fucking worst. You guys would be fucking nothing without your early days.
You'd be nothing without those first 3-4 records because you wouldn't have had that core. You would be nothing without especially nothing without the Sing the Sorrow fans. And you bitched about playing that one Sing the Sorrow show.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
So annoying.
It's fucking very annoying. I agree.
Anyway, we don't need to shit talk anymore about that.
Right.
So
unanswered questions.
Yeah.
Unquestioned fucking
again,
answers. God damn it. Unanswered answers.
Unanswered answers, yeah.
The unquestionable truth. Part 1. Here we go. This is our both of our 11 Bs, right? Oh, this is your 10 B?
This is my 10B, yeah.
Yeah. So like musically, I don't really care about this. I do like this lyrically though. So at least I want to get over it lyrically and then move on.
Okay.
Because I finally figured out, because I did some research, but I finally figured out what kind of like poetry writing this is. This is a sestain, like limerick pattern, or a 6-line poem, and the specific like rhyming scheme is AA B CCB. And this particular scheme is popular in French poetry. Bob Dylan used it a lot. I like it. I like it because it gives you 2 solid rhymes, right? So like the AA. Should I pull up the lyrics there, or what do you want me to do?
I have the lyrics open right now. It's AB AB.
No, hold on there. Your traps are all baited. Your scales are all weighted. That's AA. But not resisting.
Oh, okay. So you're reading it that way. Okay.
That's B.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So I'm kind of convinced my rights are restricted, or convicted is restricted. So it's AA B CC B. Right?
Yeah, it is.
Are you reading that correctly now?
I am. Yeah.
Cool. So it gives you 2 solid rhymes, and then you set up. It sets you up for that last rhyme, to where it hits really hard, right? Because you forget about that B after the AA, because you get the CCB. Oh, they like those CC rhymes. That's cool, whatever. And then it drops into the B again, and you forget that you heard the B earlier on, and I don't know. It makes it hit so much fucking harder. And I like that. I like that rhyming scheme. How did you find out?
How did you realize that was the rhyming scheme? You just kind of
because I know. I mean,
because we're not big poetry men, so.
Well, I'm not like. I feel like I'm a little bit bigger of a poetry man than you are.
I mean, you're much more than I am. But
so I do enjoy like poetry and I do like reading these things, and so I just typed in like AA B CCB, and that came up because that's the rhyming scheme. I don't know. That was it. It's fucking easy. But like the meaning about it, it was whatever. I get it. Actually, I did write a funny quote here that you would like. The song seems to be about people who can't think for themselves or happy living a life, crippled, brainwashing, yada, yada, yada. But then I wrote, and Dustin can't imagine being that way and will continue to stand up for what he believes, even if he's standing alone.
Oh, my God.
I wrote that one for you.
No. The worst. Yeah.
But I did want to mention this one because I did finally figure out what that 6-line poem, sestain, ses, right? The 6, the triangle, tri, then the quad, 4, 5, whatever 5 is, and then penta is 5. Is pentagon 5? 5 penta?
Yeah. I think, right?
And then ses, whatever the ses is. I think ses is 6. But yeah, I finally figured it out. I was super excited. So now I'm sharing it with everybody who listens. A, B, CCB.
No. Oh, yeah, pentagon is 5.
Honestly, I think AAB CCB is probably my favorite rhyming like scheme and ever. I love it. I love there's 3 different rhymes going on there, and both AA and the CC drive the B's home. I love it.
I mean,
I'm
glad you picked up on it because I did not pick up on it.
I absolutely fucking love it. Like I love it.
Did you kind of analyze every song that way as well? Like, did you try to pick up the rhyming scheme?
Yeah, and they're all pretty basic. They're all like the normal, either like ABAB or AAB, or they're once for the man from Nantucket who dreams of eating a bucket. You know, that type of thing. They're all the basic stuff. This was the only one that I picked up that was a little bit more complex.
All right.
And this is only something. This is only something you do is if you either like read poetry, or if you are like really trying to write a good song, right? Like, I don't know. I in high school I did read a lot of poetry in plays, and I read a lot of plays, and it was whatever. I don't know. I enjoyed it. This was fun. Moving on. 0-2.
Moving on. 0-2.
There we go.
Okay, so what is your
what's your 1B?
Is your 1B? My 1B is Under Par. This is
I thought you said you did. Oh no, sorry. You said Under Par didn't have any religious undertones.
Yeah,
which I don't agree with.
You don't? Okay. I mean, that's fine.
Well, we'll get into it.
We will get into it. So Under Par is my favorite Thrice song.
Really?
Yes, what? Under Par is my favorite.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Where does this one sit for you?
No, this is a 9B.
No way.
Dude, there's some okay, so like I think this song has parts to it that are some of like the coolest parts on the album. But I think overall,
the most unique parts too.
The feedback, right? That's some Hendrix shit. And when we did Hendrix, we kind of finally realized like, okay, I get it. Why like Hendrix is innovative, embrace the feedback, love it. That's what they're doing here. The feedback lasts so fucking long. Yeah. It stays there for like 2 minutes. And then it drops in with that like dueling guitar scale. It's so good. It's just got it's a good aggressive song that does its job well and leads to a really, really rad breakdown.
The breakdown is probably the heaviest thing. Well, it's definitely the heaviest thing they've ever done on this or they did on this record. It's up there with one of their heavier breakdowns for sure, if not the heaviest.
That breakdown is straight up OC hardcore, but also mixed with like LA punk.
Yeah, so you get those big, heavy, low end, the kind of palm muted kind of thing, and then Dustin screams, "Let's go!" Dun, dun, dun. The tempo picks up, and then it turns into this like, it's not a thrash thing. It's just kind of this like groove metal almost thing. I don't know, man. This song, genre wise, overall, this song is all over the place. You get the thrash, you get this like pop punk stuff, you get skate punk, but everything is so scattered. But for how, I don't know how they do it. Maybe it's Riley. I don't know. But everything still sounds so seamless. Like every few bars, or not every few bars, but every like probably 20, 30 seconds, it switches genres for no reason, for no fucking reason. Like it's crazy, man. The structure of this song is unreal. That breakdown is incredible. That dun 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 dun, and then it builds. Oh my god, dude! I fucking love it.
It's
oh my god!
Song.
I can't get over it. And then so it starts off with that it's kind of like that Pantera kind of Cowboys from Hell kind of thing, but not as aggressive. You kind of get that feel, the way the flow of the picking is very Cowboys from Hell, and that in the intro of this song. Oh my god! And then it just drops into the thrash shit. And then all of a sudden the song just stops out of nowhere, and he screams, "It's my life!" And then it's really slow and heavier. Like, what the fuck are they doing? What are they doing? I don't know what they're doing. I never know what they do.
It's funny because like a lot of this album,
I'm all over the place. I get so excited about this song.
A lot of this album is very much of this time period. It's very, very much sounding like the 2000s era of post-hardcore, of Orange County hardcore, of even like punk mixing with the hardcore scene. But like, we forget this is 2000. This is the year 2000. This is not 2003 or 2004 or 2005 when all these other punk bands were kind of like jumping on this bandwagon. Or even the pop punk bands were jumping on this bandwagon. This is early.
It is
fucking close to 1999, man. This could have been like a 90s record, right? Like, give it a couple months.
Some of their biggest influences, Metallica, Slayer, Refused was a huge influence. At the Drive-In was big for them as well.
There's one song here that for sure sounds like At the Drive-In.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You hear all these crazy fucking influences. And then the local guys like Death by Stereo, like we talked about. You hear a ton of Death by Stereo here. But really Metallica and Refused are the two bands I hear the most on this record. And also Illusion of Safety. Those are the two bands. I mean, the riffs are straight up Metallica. That's what they are.
If I were to pin down two bands that I hear the most here, I hear Metallica and Jimmy Eat World Clarity.
Okay, that makes sense too. They love Clarity
so fucking much, dude.
Yeah, that makes sense.
His outfit, even oh my god.
Even Riley, after Thrice broke up, Riley became Zach's drum tech from Jimmy Eat World.
Oh boy, baby boy, come on.
And Riley's always said like Clarity was a huge influence, and that was a record that they would listen to like when they were driving overnight to the next city on tour. They would just listen to like Clarity over and over again.
Dude, I mean, some of the bigger bangers we'll get into, but fuck, man, Clarity for sure. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Dude, I haven't listened to Clarity in so long. I gotta get back into it.
You need to, because as soon as you put it on, you're like, "Yep, I'm home." You know what I mean? It's like coming home from a long road trip. Like you put it on, you're like, "Yeah, I'm home." I instantly feel comfortable.
Yeah. This feels good. This feels good. Yeah. Man, I absolutely love Under Par. And also like kind of like the little pinch harmonics that they do in that build up or in the breakdown too. It's man. I love it. It's so freaking good. So freaking good.
It is freaking good.
I can't believe you put it at your 9B. That's
again. I will say like starting at I think starting at Ultra Blue as like the beginning point, and then going to the end of the album. Like my favorite is my favorite half is my favorite lyric half is the last part. My favorite music half is the first part. Like I fucking love this song lyrically. I think it's so fucking cool what he does here. How he we'll get into it. I like this song. I like the song because it's essentially about Dustin being upset that his reputation precedes him. His looks are what he's judged on. His entire life, as he knows it, is a product of like his experiences and how he's adjusted to them, good or bad. But people don't see that. People only see, Thrice, a little punk band from Orange County. They're just a bunch of fucking kids that play loud, annoying music, and they look like a bunch of kids in their stupid haircuts and their tight pants and their small shirts. And I like that he brings up God here, because he does bring up God. He literally says God. And he says...
He does, yeah.
But he says it here not as like a preachy statement, but to further drive his point home, that his life is shaped by God, but also by Dustin's experiences. So even like judging him as a religious person gets on his nerves, because ultimately, yes, he believes in God, but it's his choice as to whether or not he follows that path of religiousness, if that's even a word, or if he chooses to be like his own person. Like that's like he just wants to be like his own person, and I think he does that in an amazing way. He
wants to be an individual,
but it's not in like a whiny like Avril Lavigne way, like trying to get noticed based on their individuality, when in essence they're just like everybody else. Because because honestly, Thrice on the surface are like everybody else, but if you get into Thrice, they're like nobody else.
Yeah, nobody sounds like this band. At least the first few
especially like
records.
lyrically, dude. Like
yeah.
Like people do sound like Thrice. There are bits here and there that you can say like, oh yeah, that just sounds like Thrice. Like, well, that's not what Thrice is about though. And that's what Dustin's pissed off about. And that's fucking dope. Mm-hmm. I love that. Under Par, dope ass song.
Now the song lyrically, there are two songs on the record that Dustin isn't the sole writer of lyrically. So on this one, it's their friend Ian Stift co-wrote the lyrics with Dustin. And actually fans have always talked about how this song isn't representative of Dustin and the band, because it's a little more at face value. It's not as deep as other Thrice songs. And I get it. And I feel like I agree with your interpretation that it's about the scene viewing him and his own insecurities with that and wanting to be an individual. But I also feel like it's also a deeper thing with like his own father, which some fans have said like that doesn't make any sense, because Dustin's dad was so supportive of the band, and like I was saying in the rankings episode, he loaned them money so they could make a bunch of CDs of their EP. Like he's always been there, and people like fans always called him Papa Kensru because he was at every single Thrice show that they played here, and he was so supportive of Dustin and the band, and up until he died. And so it's like the song doesn't make sense in the context of Dustin's life. So people have complained about that. But I feel like that's what a lot of the song is about. It's about being judged by your father and, wanting to be something different, wanting to be not him. So that's what I gathered from it. But good. Anyway, that's my number one, my 1B, Under Par. Okay, so then what is your what's your 2B on this record?
The opener, the title track, Identity Crisis. Okay,
what do you got on this one?
Identity Crisis. What B is this for you?
It's my number 6. Number 6.
It's a little low. That's all right.
Well, that's right.
I overall, I like when songs start like this. Like everyone's got that rhythm part of the guitar toggle down, and then they drop in and they hit up to the treble, and it just all fucking comes together and it sounds amazing. When everything starts, it's just like those guitars just ringing out, right? Those single notes, just letting them play out a little bit. This is setting the stage. It's fast because Riley's going crazy, but everybody else is kind of like taking it a little bit slow. It's just simple stuff, dude. This is simple, accessible Foo Fighters-esque stuff, but they do it so well. And they do it a lot on this album. There's a lot of simple kind of like mediocrity, but they hit that mediocrity level like at the fucking top end. They're like this like upper middle class here, not quite like high class, but like upper middle class. And they have like cleaner emo sounding vocals, the screamo shit. They have harms here. Like the song has everything as a thesis statement for a band, for not just an album, but like a fucking band, dude. Like this album or this song has everything that they've ever done in it, and everything they will do. There's ambient noise in here sometimes.
No, you're right. And so what we were kind of, I guess, alluded to earlier in the episode, the part about this song that I love so much is actually not what I thought you loved so much. Because you're talking about, hitting the toggle switch, whatever, and then everybody drops in. To me, it's that bass line in, that bass slide.
Oh.
Doom.
Dude, you gotta love the fucking toggle switch, man.
I do like it.
It sounds like someone's playing behind like a door, right? And then you open the door, and it's like, fuck yeah, let's go.
And then it just drops into it. But you got that bass, that doom, and then it drops in. You got to get that. It's the bass is key. The bass is absolutely fucking key in that.
That Chris D'Elia bass slide, dude. Barrel.
Oh my god,
it's good.
Not allowed to talk about him. He's canceled. Jesus,
he's still canceled.
Chris D'Elia, it's crazy. He was canceled, but then like not even a year later, he's back to playing like big ass venues and shit like that. And I don't know. I mean, I guess it's cancel culture. But
besides the wool that Will does, and some things on Dudesy, the barrel bass slide is one of the funniest things I've ever heard in the podcast.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It would piss off Callan and especially Callan. It would piss him off so bad.
But it's so like it's a perfect like representation of what it sounds like. Barrel.
It's annoying. But anyway, back to Identity Crisis. And that riff too, that main guitar riff is so Metallica. Like you can't get more Metallica than that.
Absolutely.
even like the tempo of it is Metallica, because Metallica's never been like a super thrashy band. Like you got to give that to like Slayer or Megadeth, maybe not Anthrax because they suck, but really Megadeth and Slayer for the speed. But Metallica had the catchier riffs, so this is straight Metallica right here, catchy as hell. I just it's awesome. And then like you said, you drop into the verse, the notes kind of ring out, some good chugging going out of that, and then it drops right back into the Metallica riff, some solid fucking screaming, and then great harmonizing too, vocally, some great harmonies there, and then some guitar noodling. The build up is really good, and then it drops into some like amazing yelling parts. The song. This is like one of the few songs on the record that is structured almost normally, where it doesn't jump as much as everything after it does. So
it has it all. Like it has everything that we're going to hear on the album, all mushed into one song. Like it's super quick, it's super fast, but like you hear everything that we will hear later on. Songs will like extrapolate on some of these noises and themes, but this has every single thing that you'll hear here.
I do remember. I do have this memory where, because old girlfriend of the pod, Jessica, who I'm still friends with, when we were dating in high school, she was really into Thrice as well, and we put the CD on, and we were in her dad's truck, and we put the CD on, and Identity Crisis obviously opens up the album, and her mom's like, "What is this? This sounds like shit. It doesn't even sound good. It's just bad." And then you hear the boom, and then it drops in because they had turned it up really loud because they thought that's what that was the volume.
Fucked.
And then because it was so loud, when it actually came in, it dropped super hard.
And you knew it was going to happen, right?
We both knew it was going to happen.
You said nothing.
Yeah, we said nothing. Neither of us said anything, and her mom was like, "What the fuck is that? This just sounds terrible."
Oh,
and then it dropped. It was really good. It's like
instant solid memory right there, like instant, like in the bank, like that will never go away. Awesome,
never. It was so
awesome.
funny. But anyway, lyrically, what do you have on this one?
Identity Crisis theme, or the name of the album, the theme, right? Some type of internal decision, some struggle. There's also like allusions I was reading to the story of like Abraham and him trying to sacrifice his son. I put my trust in you thing, alluding to Abraham trusting that God's asking him to kill his son, that has to have meaning in some sort. I don't know about that, maybe, but I think it's just overall just about like internal struggle.
But also Dustin he's very well read very well read with the Bible. So it's like going into this, especially after doing Artist and knowing about him and the band for so long, I went into this with a very religious perspective. So literally everything I have written down lyrically about this record is only religious based.
The only reason why I don't think it's like about the Abraham thing is because I read from what like text you get it from, I guess. I mean, obviously truths are subjective in itself from who was telling it. And like the Abraham thing, what I've read and what I know about the story is Abraham knew that God would never let him sacrifice his son, or other texts I've read or heard people read to me, because I don't fucking read, say that Abraham...
You don't know how to read.
For fucking idiots. Abraham knew that if he killed his son, then God would resurrect him because of a previous thing that God had done. So, like, even just those two things, like Abraham knew that God wouldn't let him sacrifice his son, or Abraham knew that God would let him sacrifice his son, but would resurrect his son. And that's like the whole Binding of Isaac. And actually, it's a really fucking fantastic video game that I play still to this day called The Binding of Isaac. It's amazing.
I see you playing it all the time on
it's so
PlayStation.
Good. Our whole family fucking plays it. It's amazing. It's so awesome.
So let's go back a little bit to what you said. You said reading is for idiots.
Yeah, it's stupid.
And that is so fucking stupid and so fucking funny.
I've actually been reading so much more too. Like it's silly. I do enjoy it, but I only enjoy it because so I finished my X-Files book. Yeah. I finished my X-Files book, and now I'm on to like a hip hop book that I bought. So I've been reading that, just kind of like going through it, and I like it because I have my coffee in the morning, but the kids are out of school, dude. So like I just get bothered so much. I have no quiet time here. There's no quiet time. There's no point where I can just like go and have an hour where nobody bothers me. It's just not going to happen, except when the kids are at school in the morning. But it's summer, so I can't really do it. But I do really enjoy going outside on my patio or on the porch. The patio's the back. The patio, just looking out at like the fucking palm trees and whatever I got back there, and just reading a book. And I only do it for like 30, 45 minutes, not that long. Finish my coffee and start my day. I enjoy it.
You have changed.
I enjoy it.
Changed. Holy fuck.
I enjoy it.
You're finally an adult.
That's an adult,
that's what
dude.
Adults do. That's what adults do, dude.
But not during summer, dude. Summer, there's literally fucking no rules here.
Well, also it's so fucking hot. You're not going to go even at 8:00 in the morning. It's already 100 degrees out. So there's that.
Kids are up till 2 in the morning. Some kids are up at like 5 in the morning. It's just like fuck this place.
It's bedlam. It's bedlam.
Move out.
And then when I go out there, or any of your friends go out there, then it gets even crazier. Loud music.
Well, you guys don't even know. You don't even know that. Like before you even come out here, I threatened everybody. I said, "Do not fucking open that goddamn door." Right? If you're in the office, because there's no lock. If you're in the guest room.
Oh, like when I'm sleeping and shit.
Yeah, because like I want to be a good host. I tell people, don't you fucking touch that goddamn door. If I hear that you open that fucking door, I will kill you. You're done. You're done. I'm gonna take every fucking thing in your room. You're done. Do not touch that fucking door. Do not bother him. If he wakes up before me, you're done.
That's I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I do.
Well, because if you get bothered, no one's going to visit.
That's true. That's a good point. That is a good. Remember the water incident? How pissed I was at the water incident?
What was the water incident?
It was I think Mike and Ryan coaxed them to do it, but it was like fucking 3:30 in the morning. I went to bed, and for whatever reason, Nick and Kaylee were still up. And Mike and Ryan convinced them to pour water on me. You remember that?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was when Mike and Ryan were sleeping in the bedroom, and then I was sleeping in the office.
1,000% a Mike and Ryan thing.
Yeah, I was so mad
because I'm scared. I'm scared if people aren't comfortable sleeping here, they're not going to visit.
Mm-hmm.
And then what am I going to do? I'd be fucking bored all the time. Start my own business
out there, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, what do you got on Dating Crisis? We done or what?
We're totally off topic here. Okay, so lyrically, he's questioning his faith. He feels the darkness, within him. He's saying he's now ready to put everything in God's hands and, let Jesus take the wheel, as the song goes. But yeah, that's what I got lyrically on this one and musically as well. So
okay,
let's move on to I guess your 3B, because we already talked about Torch, and Torch is my 2B. So what's your 3B?
Phoenix Ignition.
That's my 3B too. Let's get into it. Oh my God, it's so good. What do you got?
I will say, like the beginning part, dude, that's just Bush League. It
is, but it's so good.
It's fucking dumb. And if it wasn't for that first part, this would be on 1B, because this song is better than that. I like the first part because it's cute and it's a little nostalgic because of this era of music people were doing at the time. But like it's stupid. It's stupid, right? Come on, it's fucking stupid. Like how do you put that before, like, I don't know, whatever. So anyway,
but I love it. I think the acoustic part is perfect because people are expecting one thing, and then all of a sudden, he lets that last note ring out, and then you hear that little bit of them turning the volume knob up on their guitar, so you hear that little bit of feedback.
There's one hit, then, right? Everything
boom,
hits once.
And it just goes into this fast fucking, punk, like hardcore punk song. It's not a thrash song. It's like a hardcore punk song. And, and then at that point, Dustin is just screaming what he sang in that acoustic part. And it's like word for word, it's the same thing.
Like a crematorium.
You get that little scale going in there.
Yeah.
It's so good. Oh my God. It's fucking incredible. I love that.
It's a great melody. Like it's a great fucking melody.
Yeah, exactly. Some great drum frills. Great drum fills from Riley on this one too. Gang vocals, fucking incredible on this one. Dustin nails it with his screaming, especially with that first verse. And then, I mean, the breakdown is its own thing, which is just absolutely incredible.
It's
right.
Exactly. Like they do these breakdowns so well because they keep it simple, stupid, right? In high school, the whole Kiss thing, it's extremely simple here. I like how I think it's Dustin because you hear the dual guitar things there. I like how I think it's him because it's less technical, but I like how he is doing those ascending palm mutes while like Tepe dances around like the root note for each. So like you think dun 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 dun, but then Tepe's like
and then Riley's doing that like kind of jazzy thing on the drums.
Yeah, dude, like that. Come on, dude,
that's fucking sick.
That's one of the best like instrumental parts of the album. Like this is everybody working together for a common goal to get someplace, and all the while they're trying to like figure out how do we get there to be more, I don't know, to be more interesting, to be the best we could possibly be.
Yeah. And then after that busy, jazzy kind of thing that they do, then it's kind of like they stop and then
straight
boom,
fucking metal.
Boom. Just those drum hits, the tom hits. Boom, boom, dum, 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 dum. It's just like this amazing chugging. And then fucking Dustin wails. I love yelling along too. He says, "No regrets, just rebirth, move forward." And then I never know what he says the last part, but and then dun, 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 and then it turns into this like fucking Pantera kind of.
It's straight fucking metal, dude. Like it's
dude, it's so sick.
Stupid. It's straight fucking
insane.
metal. Again, like we talked about with Rancid, right? With their last album, wearing their influence on their sleeve. That is what they're doing here. At 19,
I know,
wearing their influence on their sleeve. That's what I want to hear.
Like, when we look at the Orange County hardcore scene of this time, late 90s, early 2000s, those hardcore bands were a dime a dozen because it was always like, let's just have these heavy ass breakdowns. Let's do the pinch harmonics. Let's, it was a lot of the same. It was very formulaic. It was fun. It was good to an extent, but Thrice, they had those elements, but they were momentary. Like they didn't base a whole song around it. But they were able to add all the different genres, the different moments, and everything like that, and they did it so perfectly. They knew when to make it heavy to make it the most effective, and they killed it on this song, because that breakdown at the end is fucking amazing.
Stupid. There's no business being that fucking good.
No.
Especially after that intro. There's no fucking business being that good.
And I do love that they still play this song. This is the only song that they play off of Identity Crisis.
Does he still play with the acoustic intro?
They don't do it with they just do like a clean guitar, and Dustin will sing along with the clean channel, and then it'll drop. And it's, I mean, because Dustin doesn't scream the same way. It's like a more, not guttural, but it's like just a deeper, raspier scream that he has now. But he still screams. It's a little bit more melodic now, but he still screams it.
Honestly, like I've always thought like A Day to Remember does this sound very well, like the clean kind of vocals, and then getting into the really overly aggressive kind of like hardcore metalcore vocal thing. And I've always thought like ever since we did the Thrice record, the Identity Crisis the first time, it always dawned on me like, damn, dude, like A Day to Remember took so much from this exact fucking song, from this exact structure. Their entire career, dude, is like based off of Phoenix Ignition. Like every fucking, I'm telling you, everything dude, is based off of this one song. And
what I've read, I read somewhere that a lot of people say that early Thrice, or a lot of what the Movie Life did and a lot of what A Day to Remember did, took from early Thrice.
For sure, Movie Life too. Movie Life and like everything like that he's done. It's very stop and go. But goddamn, dude, the way he screams. Tell me that's not Dustin in the early days.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I agree, dude. I Am the Avalanche. Tell me that's not the way Dustin screams.
But he doesn't really scream in I Am the Avalanche.
Like, fucking leave. Come on, man. Like
okay, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, like he'd scream.
Dustin has more aggression. Like
Dustin.
Yeah. Oh, it's good, man. It's really good. Love this shit. So, do we have anything else on Phoenix? Or what do you have lyrically on this one?
This one I have like the least about, dude. I thought this was about just rising above some type of hurdle. Dude, the most generic, like fucking lyrics you could possibly write. Phoenix. Anything about the word Phoenix. And even watching X-Men, like my least favorite aspects of the X-Men cartoons is the Phoenix Saga. Like, Phoenix. Yes. Well, right. My dog's name is Phoenix too. Go figure.
She's such a lady though.
She's my favorite dog. I'll fucking die for that dog. Fuck everybody else. I will literally watch my children burn while I save that dog. I swear to God.
Save Phoenix.
Swear to God.
She is a lady.
I would
like
say
her a lot though too.
I would say that dog over anybody in this house. Everybody else would burn to death. Don't even care. DGAF. But yeah, I just thought this was like literally just about your generic Phoenix rising from the ashes, rising above, rise above, come on, rise above.
That's a good song too. I thought this was like, hitting rock bottom and then just building yourself up from there, rising up from the ashes from rock bottom.
Dumb.
Which is kind of lame because it's like knowing the history of this band. They're 18, he's 18, 19 years old. He doesn't drink, do drugs, none of that stuff.
From our area. Like, come on,
from
bro.
our
like,
area.
How
from
much?
Irvine.
How hard could you possibly have had it?
Wait, okay, so from our area, not just Orange County, but Irvine. So anybody getting very regional here, dude. Irvine is like the cleanest. Well, maybe not. It's the cleanest,
it's a
safest
fake community. It's a fake community. Yeah. Like
exactly.
Like it was built by corporations. Be like, hey, let's like put our home base in a city that's unincorporated for now. Let's pay as little taxes as possible. Let's charge a fuck ton in rent, and let's like gentrify this entire fucking 100 square mile radius, and only invite people that have a fuck ton of money.
And that's Irvine Company, dude.
And that's Irvine, dude. That's the Irvine Company, dude.
The Irvine Company. Dude, when you read more about the Irvine Company and
they're
that,
the worst.
That entire...
They're the fucking worst.
They are the fucking worst. They are the fucking worst. And
how they got away with it? Like, how is it even possible?
I don't know. I have no fucking clue.
Why did nobody say anything?
Yep. Anyway, regional podcast here. Let's move on from Phoenix Ignition.
Did you clap? You clapped. Didn't you clap?
I did clap. Damn, you got me. You got me again, Gene.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna go grab a beer real quick.
Yeah. Do you want me to do something?
I mean, you can stay here. I just keep the tape rolling.
I'll say stuff while you leave.
Well, because I don't have to like go outside and get the fridge and shit. So I'll be right back.
Does he normally have to go outside and get the fridge and shit? I don't know. Yeah,
no, I normally
he's
normally
still
don't.
Here.
Because...
Oh wow, he's still here. He could have been getting the beer at this point, but he's still here arguing about why he doesn't have to go.
I want to make it a point
anymore,
because
as if anybody fucking cares.
Because I want to tell you because it's annoying.
You killed the keg. I know you killed the keg. That's why you don't have to go outside, right?
Well, no. I have to go out to the refrigerator and grab something. But when I was pottying at home, I had like a little not a cooler, but like a little lunch pail thing. That's where I put the beer. I don't have that right now. So I got to go to the kitchen. So I'll be right back.
You're still here. That's fine, though.
Okay, that's fine. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, again, instead of just going and getting the beer like a normal person, bringing it back in 20 seconds, he decided to wait until I was done talking, argue with me, and then go get the beer, which cost us 45 seconds of our time, your time. I apologize for it. Yeah, I don't know. Literally just fucking biding time here. That was also my English accent. Dude, it's so bad. I don't know why it's so bad. I don't understand how Tom Holland, how he can go from fucking so... oh my God, dude. I just watched the Spider-Man movies again because they're really good. I love Spider-Man. But I just don't understand how he can deceive me so well. And then I watched like the interviews and stuff afterwards, and he I don't know, he doesn't sound English or like American English, and he sounds like English where he's from, and I feel deceived. And I don't know, man. I feel lied to. I do. It's weird. Like my radar's off or something. I don't know. Like, what if we're all robots? What if everybody else is a robot except for me? Would I know? Probably not. I can't even fucking detect that Spider-Man's not American. He's a kid from fucking Brooklyn. He's not from Brooklyn. He's from, I don't know, Wales. Wherever the fuck they're from over there, dude. I don't know.
I walk away. I just hear you ranting. I come back in. You're just fucking ranting. And then the last thing I hear you say right now is Wales.
And wait, he's from Wales. I don't know where the fuck he's from.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Good luck with that one. Only the true Yeds listening this far will appreciate that rant. Okay. Especially in America, because like we've all been duped.
Maybe I'll just keep it in.
We all got duped, dude. Like, I'm still blown away.
I'm interested in what you actually were saying because I have no idea what you were saying. Anyway, let's get back into Thrice. So Phoenix Ignition was my number 3. You already said your number 3?
Yeah, that was my 3.
Oh yeah, that's right. So what's your 4? 4B?
Ultra Blue, dude. 4B.
Revolution, Ultra Blue. So good. It's my 7B. So what do you got?
Ultra Blue, my 4B. I love those little noodle things that's going on there. But like, damn, how this song drops into the chorus is one of my favorite parts of the album because they do choruses well. They're catchy, especially in this era. Like, you know, the first album, you never expect like choruses to be that catchy. Yeah. But the way this drops in the chorus, dude, it's just like, okay, this verse is fine. It's fine. Like, I don't know if I like this song. Like, oh wow, that's a catchy chorus. And it's like instantaneous. Happens so sudden. And this is like structurally, this is very damn similar to Clarity. To think that like Jimmy World and Clarity didn't have a stake in this game is silly because the way the song builds to the faster parts and like the harms, it's fucking Jimmy World, man. This is Jimmy World right here.
It 100% is. I mean, yeah, that chorus is definitely one of the catchier parts of this whole record. I mean, outside of like the acoustic intro of Phoenix Ignition, but yeah, the chorus, to try to see it through by a different. It's just like it's so anthemic, and it's very, like you said, it is very
that
very.
Sounds so much like Jimmy Earl, dude.
It really does. I didn't make that connection until you said it, but
right, like
yeah.
Oh god damn.
And we'll all learn to see the world as new. It's just, and then it drops into that
part, like to try to see oh yeah, we'll try to see it through. Right, they're trying to like harmonize with each other. They're not quite as good at it as Jimmy and Earl are, but they're still inspired by it, trying to do it. And it's endearing and fucking fantastic.
And that lead guitar line too, you know, it starts out the whole song. And then it's also the transition, into like, you know, between the chorus and verses too. It's so simple. It's so simple. There's nothing complicated about the song. It's definitely the most pop rock, pop punky thing on the entire record.
Yes,
oh man,
for sure. And also,
this is an incredible song.
I love the deco sounding screams at the end.
The revolution. When he's screaming that.
Yeah, it just reminded me of Brendan DiCamillo.
Why?
Like, I don't know. Just the way he was doing it was very like revolution, like Mustard Man.
Like Mustard Man.
Yeah, I don't know. It was funny. It made me giggle. I liked it.
Oh man.
It's good. It's good.
Lest we see the world as blue. Dude,
that
man, I love that
drop. That chorus
that
is
drop
fucking,
is so good.
That chorus is Jimmy Eat World clarity.
It is. No, it really is. I completely agree with you now. There's also some good back and forth playing on this song, much like you hear on Clarity. I mean, you also hear it on Bleed American, but Clarity, you hear that kind of, maybe it's not back and forth. It's more just like that interplay between Jim and was it Tom? What the fuck is the guitar player's name?
Tom? Yeah, I think it's Tom.
Tom Linton?
Tom Lind? Well, there's Zach and there's
Zach
Tom.
Lind.
Zach Lind
is
and
the
Tom
drummer.
Linton.
Yeah, Tom Linton is the guitarist. Yeah.
Stupid, dumb names. Make
So
no
basic.
sense.
Jim Adkins, so basic.
Oh, and your boy Trombino that you love so much.
Well, Mike Trombino was a producer, not a member. But,
well, he wrote half the song. That's fine.
No, he wasn't he wasn't a co-songwriter on that, was he?
Dude, he played like half the instruments on that song. No, probably not. Really.
What? No, he didn't. No, see, you're just making things up. You're
I am
just making things up.
No, he did play. I guarantee he played a lot.
Okay,
of
I'm looking it up right now while
he
you're
probably.
yapping.
I will say he probably played a lot of like synth things or anything related to synth stuff. So either synth, fucking Moogs, or fucking
Moogs.
like bullshit, like strings. I bet you he did.
Okay, so Mark, he credited as programming on 3 songs.
Really
He did. I don't know.
Stuff up.
Rebirth. Oh, that's another synth thing on track 5. The Farlisa, which I don't know what that is on track. Yeah, so okay, you're right. He did a lot. He did a lot with the programming and synth stuff
What
on
the
the
fuck
record.
is a Farlisa?
I don't know what the fuck. There's not even like a thing on Wiki about it. A link.
Damn.
Through link.
That's a
Yeah. So what the fuck is a Farlisa? I gotta look it up now. What the fuck is a Farlisa? Ah, God.
That's like a bootleg thing. Maybe made it up.
Oh, it's like an accordion. It looks like.
Farlisa.
Or no, I don't know what it is. There's nothing about this. I don't know what this is. I think somebody just put it on Wikipedia because there's nothing. Yeah, there's no such thing as a Farlisa.
Well, you played it, so.
He played it on one song apparently. Anyway,
Love the Farlisa.
was that Farfisa?
Dude, the Farlisa on that one song?
It's
that's the best part.
Farfisa.
Oh,
Maybe that's
Farfisa.
Farfisa.
Yeah.
It's
Now
an
I know what you're talking
organ.
about, for sure.
It's an organ.
Yeah, it's an organ.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Farfisa is, dude. What the fuck if that is? It's annoying because like the organ, which I assume is not like a pipe organ, is probably like a flat organ. Like
It was an
keyboard,
electronic.
essentially.
It was an
right?
electronic one. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, dude, there's like 100 different variants of that same fucking instrument. It's a piano with a little speaker attached to it that maybe has like a little bit of different, toggle switch on left or right for pitch or tone or whatever. But like, they're all the same fucking instrument, right?
Really? Yeah, they are.
Why are there so many?
I don't know. I do not know.
Stupid.
I can't tell you.
Stupid. I think it's stupid. Just saying.
Man, I love Clarity so much. It's so good. It's so good.
I loved this album, Thrice, Identity Crisis, more this week because of how much clarity I picked up. And this is the first track, track 5. There's 2 other tracks that are very, very clarity.
So okay. So then, what else? Do you have anything else musically on this, or do you just want to touch upon the lyrics and then move on? What do you think?
We could do lyrics. I don't have that much lyrics for this one because, again, the first half I don't care about that much.
Real quick, too, this song or this album in general, there's a lot of pick slides. A lot of pick slides.
Oh yeah, they
And
love that shit.
This in this song during the bridge, you hear the pick slides from both sides from the stereo mix.
So
you hear
silly.
Tepe on one, and then he'll start the pick slide, and then Dustin will come in after him on that
So
on another pick slide. Yeah.
It's so
and then they
dumb.
start to duel each other. It's so cool though. It's so cool. It's fucking rad.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's great. So what do you got lyrically on this one?
This was about. I thought this was about being honest and like the pursuit of truth. I guess as he sees it, right? Ultra blue makes you think of the color blue being associated with honesty. So ultra honest, ultra mega okay, right? Soundgarden. Mm-hmm. This one specifically about religion, though. Like, I mean, he name drops God in its Jewish form.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Adonai.
I didn't know that until I was like, what the fuck is that word, dude? So then I had to look it up, and that was kind of fun. For like a minute.
Okay. For a minute, yeah.
Have you, did you know that was like a Jewish word for God?
I did know that. And the only reason I know that is because Head from Korn on his first solo record, there was a song called Adonai from like, was 07 or 06 when that record came out. And I didn't know what it was, so I looked it up back then. So yes, I knew of it because of that. No,
you guys went to the same Hebrew school. That's super dope.
That's did.
Awesome. Yeah.
All three of us did, yeah. Me, Head, and Dustin Kinsrew.
Yep, sure. And Jesus.
That makes sense, dude. Well, yeah, and Jesus Cristo.
Oh.
So lyrically, I mean, I kind of get the same thing. I think it's more of a religious thing, more of a religious undertone. I think ultra blue means like heaven. You know, that's the brightest. Like blue you associate with sky, or the sky you associate with blue, whatever. And the sky is where heaven is, and the ultimate part of, you know what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah, ultra mega okay.
Ultra mega okay. Chris Cornell over here. Anyway, let's move on. Let's
do it.
What do you, that was your 4B then, right?
That was my 4B. We only got like 5 songs to go.
I know. And TNC is my 4.
Okay.
So this better not be low. You're just so dumb if it is.
It was just, it was getting late. It was getting late. TNC's my 8.
Oh my God. You're insane.
I have so many notes for this one. I think I've, hold on there, dude. Let me look real quick. K, F, K,
F, I.
Yeah. So I have the most notes for TNC, except for unquestioned answers.
Which I don't know why you have so much for that one.
Because that was the one that I realized the rhyming scheme. That was like a cool thing that I looked up, right? The AAB, CCB, right? Remember we talked about that?
No,
not even 20 minutes ago.
I know.
You fucking already forgot. You fucking fall down.
I didn't forget.
Or what? Yeah. So I have the most notes for that and TNC. TNC. Tits in class, man. Baby.
Tits in class. So TNC, this one is, I actually did not know this until this week, but the title is based off of a video game on the NES, on the original Nintendo, called TNC Surf Designs. And the song that plays when you boot the game up, it's this particular riff, and it's like they pretty much lifted that riff
100%.
into the song. I never fucking knew that, but it is so sick. It's so fucking cool.
I mean, I didn't know that until this week either. I never really paid attention to it. Didn't play NES really either, but
just like, what an obscure game. Never even heard of it. TNC surfing designs. What does that even mean? Like, it doesn't even explain what the game is.
Well, it was Town and Country Surf Designs.
But still, what is that? What?
I don't know. If you look at like the cover art for it, it's very like, I don't know. It's very like colorful. It's very Hawaiian looking. There's like a tiki mask on some guy. There's a monkey that looks like Donkey Kong kind of. And it was 1988, and these guys were like already kind of in their formative years when NES came up. True,
but still, it's such a obscure game. But yeah, no. So they lifted the riff from that game. So that's how the song starts, and then it drops into this verse where another thing where they're kind of letting the notes ring out, and then it's just like this back and forth between the guitar playing and between the two guitar players. Dustin has his little bitch scream that, "Ooh," very kind of Power Rangers kind of esque or Dragon Ball Z esque. And I don't know. And even the original song that was on First Impressions, even Thrice fell into that whole OC hardcore thing where they would put like a clip from a movie or TV show before the song. So on First Impressions, before TNC, it was a clip from Dragon Ball Z. with Vegeta talking about the power level, or his power level being above 10,000 or something like that, and then it dropped into that riff. Typical OC hardcore, but they obviously didn't do it for this record.
Just as a quick side tangent, which might not be quick, but it is insane how popular Dragon Ball Z was, because I've never been into like Japanese anime, manga, as I guess it's called instead of manga. I've just never been into it. But god damn, did I watch Dragon Ball Z.
Dude, it's incredible. Dragon Ball Z is like the gateway drug.
Like how
Dragon
the
Ball
fuck?
Z and Pokemon were the gateway drugs into anime.
That's true. Pokemon's like got to be the biggest of all time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like Dragon Ball Z, I got into before I really got into Pokemon for sure.
Well, because it came out way before too.
And it's just like, why did I get into Dragon Ball Z, dude?
Because it's so good.
Like I didn't watch any of that kind of shit.
But it's so goddamn good.
God damn, it was good.
I still, I have all the DVDs.
Oh.
The entire Dragon Ball Z series, I have all the DVDs. And what's cool about it is that it's the original versions of them, so they're not edited, because the stuff that you can get that you get now on DVD or that you download online, they're all edited for like too much blood or certain obscenities and stuff like that.
How much blood is in there?
There used to be a lot more than what there is now. I mean, it's not a ton, but there still was a lot more. And to be a children's show, or essentially a children's show, they ended up, like, all the stuff that you see now is very edited.
Damn.
So, but the DVDs I have, they're fucking long too. Like, each season is like 5 discs, and there's 9 seasons or 10 seasons, 9 seasons, I think.
What a fucking show! It's like a
I
fucking really
show.
Dope like soap opera. Like, it's like an aggressive Street Fighter-esque soap opera.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, good stuffs.
Love Dragon Ball Z.
Anyway, TNC, dude, solid closer, perfect closer. In the way,
the best closer.
In the way, I don't like disagree. It is predictable, so that I get it. But in the way, like openers become like a thesis statement for the album, like you also have to get it. You also have to. 5 beers deep, dude. You also have to have a good closing argument, right? Like a good closing statement. Like any good lawyer needs to have that like 1-2 punch, and that's why I think this. Boom, boom, done. And like TNC does that. Like TNC sums up this album in every possible way. The first minute, right? It's just instrumental. There's no fucking even like vocals until after the first minute. And I love those little short notes. I was like, that's very like Seeking the Story kind of, like early like Kill 'Em All, Metallica sounding.
That's true, yeah.
It's cute. Dude, the OC hardcore, like we just love to shout choruses in this era. No, like let's just shout fucking choruses. That is OC hardcore to a T.
Love, burn, die.
That's all we want to do in the OC hardcore scene is just shout choruses.
Yeah,
I love
so much fun.
I love the dueling guitar solos because it's not
so
fancy.
Sick.
It's just some kids like trying to have some fun and do something they like to do. Like those sweeps, dude. Those sweeps are not clean. They're fucking slow.
I love it.
And they're, like the palm mutes could be a lot tighter, but god damn, did they do what they wanted to fucking do? Yeah, that's it. Like, this is
the dueling
the
guitars.
Perfect closer.
The 2 guitars at during that bridge before you get to the outro, when they're going back and where they're playing the same notes. It's very much Master of Puppets. That's exactly what James and Kirk do, during the bridge of Master of Puppets. So I think it's like kind of like an homage to that song and the band Metallica in general.
Except you can hear these guys struggling.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just
it's like hearing 2 Kirk Hammetts instead of Kirk and James. So
yeah, that's
what it's like.
It's cute. It's cute. It is a perfect closer for this album. I fucking totally agree. It's a little predictable. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Man, and the way Dustin sings those verses too. In my head, everything was perfect. Dude, it's kind of like snotty, but I love it. And then I want to get back into the chorus with the gang vocals. And every time I play with passion, like it's just they start a lot of the lines in the chorus with the gang vocals, and then Dustin will sing after it, and it's this perfect interplay between the gang vocals and Dustin. And then I just wanted to talk about that again because it's incredible. It's fucking incredible. And then you get that the dueling guitars, like we said, we get that kind of arpeggio thing that Tepe does, and then it kind of builds, and then all of a sudden you get that outro, and it's just Dustin screaming for like, I don't know, for a while.
Dude,
he's just screaming.
Like 40 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. So when they would play this live, it's like seriously. So the last time they said that they were ever going to play this song live was in 2004. It was the fall of 2004 at Chain Reaction. Annie and I were there, and they said, this is the last time we're ever going to play TNC. We're sick of this song. We don't like this song.
Get out of
so this will be
here.
the last time we're ever going to play it. And this is after artists had come out. So they were actually recording Visu at the time, and they weren't touring. This was like a one-off show at Chain Reaction. So this is the last time we're going to do it. And then they didn't play it again until 2012, on when they broke up. They did it like the last time because they played 2 shows at the Observatory, which Kevin and I went to, and Annie went to that one as well. And they did play TNC again as like the closeout. And every time they would play this song, Dustin, during that outro, he would take off his guitar and like give it to his tech or whatever, or put it down. And then he would jump into the crowd with a microphone and just hang out in the crowd and just scream that part. And while Tepe was just playing that rhythm guitar and everybody was just kind of doing their thing, Dustin would be in the crowd letting other people sing. He would scream. They would scream. It was such a cool immersive thing, especially with this song. It's just, man, it's the ultimate closer at one of their shows on this album. It's perfect. The way his crowd interaction was amazing because he never did it. So when he finally does do it with this song, it makes it extra special. It's fucking incredible. This song is amazing. The perfect closer. Absolutely, the perfect closer.
It's a good closer. It's a good closer.
That's perfect.
It's a good closer.
And then the last line is, "Let our passion bleed." And then he kind of lets that note kind of sit.
I love that last
the guitar
line
sing out
so much.
Yeah, it's fucking good, dude. And that is so OC hardcore too. Let our passion bleed.
Yeah,
using the word bleed. Come on,
bleed.
Dude.
As blood runs black, right? Like just the most putting blood, bleed, whatever into your band name, into your song titles. That's the scene. That's the scene. Who cares? Fucking love it.
It's
like
so
literally,
good.
I fucking love this song, dude. What a cool way of just saying like he's passionate about what he loves to do, right? The admission of hearing a song in your head and it sounding like total shit when you try to sing it is like, it's incredibly human. Like obviously he can sing. We know he can fucking sing. Get the fuck out of here. But like what a cool concept that 98% of like songwriters, guitar players, you and me, when we want to sing like our favorite song, like we sound like shit. We're not good singers. Yeah. But who cares? Like why the fuck do we care? We do it because we love to do it.
Listen to me over the last hour and a half.
Exactly.
How much I've tried to sing.
It's the worst.
Terrible.
Absolutely. You sang a lot on this episode, actually.
I did. This is what happens when I get excited about these songs. I sing them. Remember the Transplants episode? I was so stoked on that one.
I think you've sang more on this episode probably than like the past 100 episodes we've done combined.
No, I did a lot on the Transplants. I sang a lot on the Transplants. I even sang on the Rancid one too. The Mow 'em fucking down. That was so good.
Yeah, you did like the Mow 'em fucking down.
Fucking Mow 'em fucking down. It's so good.
I forgot about the Mow 'em fucking down because it's so dumb the way you say it. But that's how he says it. And it's like, that's even more stupid is when you hear him say, wow, he actually does say it like that. That's really stupid and funny.
Oh, that's right. I love it so much. It's so bad.
Fucking down. Like, there's no way Tim says it like that. But he does. That's fucking verbatim.
It's so bad.
But it's cool because like what Dustin is passionate about like extends beyond music, right? It's a humbling reminder to make mistakes and move forward. Like the last line, I think is equal parts like perfect songwriting of this era and just like good songwriting. Like the passion bleed, right? Let our passion bleed. That is very much of this era. But if you take that out of context, it's dumb, it's silly. But like after reading like everything that he said beforehand, like it makes 100% sense. It's, I don't know. It's good stuff. It's good songwriting.
It is. And you know, so we talked about Dragon Ball Z and how they use that clip in the original version of the song. There's 2 lines in this outro where he brings it up. The lines are, "But like a Saiyan, I won't grow unless I'm battered in the fray," and that's Saiyans, dude. You know, they don't grow, they don't get stronger until they hit rock bottom, until they're almost dead. Then the Saiyan comes back stronger, and that's the plot line of every single part of that show. You know, the Frieza saga, he's beaten down to nothing, and then he becomes a Super Saiyan, defeats Frieza. It's the same thing with Cell, with Majin Buu. It's with every single fucking villain Goku fights. The only reason he gets stronger is because he almost dies. And then he references it in this song, and it's fucking awesome. I love it. So, anyway, 0-2. What do you have lyrically on this one?
I just went over the whole fucking lyrically on this one.
Oh, okay, that's true. You did. So let's move on then. What else do we want to talk about? We've talked about almost everything.
We haven't talked about in your hands, but I don't really care. To what end? I don't have that much notes on it.
And then As the Ruin Falls, which is cool because it's a C.S. Lewis poem.
I guess talk about that one. I do have a lot of notes for that one too, as both 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we can do that one. I'm good with being done with after that one, but I do want to talk about that one.
Yeah, no, I do too. So this is the last one I care about talking about. So what do you have on As the Ruin Falls?
It's my 6B. I think this is a song. This is a song. What are you even saying?
Well, I don't know, dude.
This whole day's been very exciting for me. So I know. Very excited here.
Which will be announced very soon. What's happening? Anyway, continue.
Oh God! But I think the song is fucking dope, dude. Little hardcore song from our high school time. That's what it sounds like. This is the exact template that so many bands try to do. Right, for like the Creative Impulse, which was our Battle of the Bands high school showcase, and then like all the lunchtime bands that played. This is the exact template that 90% of those bands tried to do. But I don't know, it always came out generic and lame. Only a very finite amount of people did it to where it was a little bit different, and it's hard to do because it's such a generic thing anyway. But here, I don't know. Here they're able to do the tricks and keep it interesting, but add like a layer of transitioning to the next day, which I think helps. If you put both of them together, I think it makes each song stronger individually as one whole. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think what makes this breakdown better than what we heard most in the OC hardcore scene, is that everybody was kind of doing their own thing. You had the high-pitched distorted guitars playing those notes, those single notes, the deener, neener, 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 and then the heavy-ass fucking low end, the dum, 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 dum. No, and then it's just everybody, the gang vocals would come in, and it was nobody was doing the same thing. Everybody was kind of a little off of what the other person was doing. So it gave it that character, that kind of dynamic. It wasn't just this solid just wall of kind of sound cutting through. There was always something going on, and I kind of like that. I think that's what makes this song stand out. And also the song is short. It's only like 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's never drawn out. This song is more like just a placeholder between Ultra Blue and A Torch to End All Torches. Because you needed to end this heaviness and then get into the rain and the acoustic guitar and then jump into A Torch to End All Torches. Like, this is just the perfect segue into all that. I mean, it's a great... The whole record is really, sequencing wise, it's fantastic. So I do like the song. And the title of the song is lifted from a C.S. Lewis poem of the same name, As the Ruin Falls. And C.S. Lewis is a huge influence on Dustin and the band in general. To me, he is my favorite author as well. I think he was amazing. And yeah, so I read the poem too. It was a fine poem, but I just don't really care. I don't care about poetry. So, but it's about yeah. Okay, good.
I liked it. I thought it was cool. I think the poem itself is essentially about how Lewis coped with his wife's death by saying the time, and I'm going to relate. I'm going to relate this to a movie later on, in a song and a quip that's really good. But I think it's about how Lewis coped with his wife's death by saying like the time they spent together when she was alive was like worth the pain when she died.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie that I'm related to, what do you think?
I don't know.
Oh, god damn. Did you ever seen City of Angels with Nicolas Cage?
Oh, dude, I saw that when I was like a teenager. I don't remember anything about it now.
Oh my fucking god. So, right, City of Angels, Nicolas Cage, Meg Ryan. The end, essentially the end of it. Nicolas Cage is talking and he's speaking about Meg Ryan. He says, "I would rather have one breath of her hair, one kiss of her mouth, one touch of her hand than eternity without it." Oh my god.
You've definitely talked about this on the podcast.
Oh my god.
More than once.
It's like literally one of my favorite fucking movie quotes of all time. It is so goddamn good. It is so fucking good. It's beyond romantic. It's tragic. It's tragic in like the Shakespeare sense. It's defeatist. It's disgusting, and that's cool. But I think Dustin takes a piece of that mentality here and makes it seem like a relationship. Like the line for this, "I bless you as the ruin falls." I mean, like clearly it's about that. Yeah, like he's saying thank you for the time we had together, but like it's falling apart. Like it's done here. So I don't think he's as deep as C.S. Lewis was. I guess.
How can you be? I mean, C.S. Lewis was, 20, 30 years older than when Dustin was, this age. So,
god damn, it's good stuff, dude. It's all good stuff. It's all gold.
It is.
And anytime I can interpret or dude, pod talk is hard.
Pod talking is very hard.
The later we get, the more difficult pod talk becomes. Anytime I can insert that City of Angels quote into a podcast episode is a fucking win for me.
So on that high note,
here we go.
Let's give our final thoughts and give our rating of the record based off of our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album, give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. So what do you got, Jeff?
Dude, in the City of Angels soundtrack had Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls? Like, come on. Come on. You tell me that's not a good song? Come on.
No, that is amazing. It's a great song.
I get up forever to touch you. Where the fuck he says, I don't know.
Dude, he doesn't even... Why are you singing it so deep and so low? He doesn't have a...
He's a little rasp in his voice.
A little raspy, but he sings much higher.
He's not that. I give up forever to touch you. He's not like Lemmy over here, I guess.
That's what I was thinking. Spades. The ace of spades.
The City of Angels. No, here we go. Dude, OC Hardcore, Thrice,
yeah,
this album, this is 2000. This is almost 25 years old. It's crazy. And this is right before we started high school. And I feel like our high school was dictated by music that sounded like Thrice. Everybody was trying to sound like this specific era of Thrice. A lot of the bands that we saw play at lunch, a lot of the bands that weren't like bullshit fucking cover bands for Creative Impulse, that was the Battle of the Bands showcase, wanted to sound like this era of Thrice. This was the scene, dude. Like, this was the scene. And I know you love Bleeding Through. I know you love 18 Visions, but like those bands don't hold a fucking candle to like what this does, what this achieves, the sound that this does. This perfectly captures what the OC scene was like, but then also, again, like wear your influence on your sleeves. Like we talked about with the Rancid episode. They're doing that thing. But then also progressing the genre. They're doing things here that are saying like, hey, I know that you like the OC hardcore scene, but why not do this also? Why not add more like complex harmonies, like Jimmy Eat World, like emo stuff? Let's do that. So this album is extremely important to the development of the OC hardcore scene, of the Orange County punk scene in general, which is already a diverse fucking scene compared to essentially the world. man, I have nothing. I've nothing negative to say about this album except that like it's fucking perfect. I don't.
It is.
We only do like perfect albums, and I get it. Like this is not like on the same perfect scale as like Sabbath's first album or like Zeppelin 2. You know what I mean? Like these
might be.
Those are like generational things, but like our generation, this is a perfect album. This is our Zeppelin 2. This is our fucking Sabbath. Regionally, this is what we aspired to be. These people here, having like Paul Miner fucking produce your album this early on in Death by Stereo's career, before like the record store, before everything else like blew up, before everything like that. Like that's just, I don't know. Keep it in house. Love it. Put it out. Enjoy it. That's all.
Yes.
That's all I got to say.
I get it, man. I get it. This is hugely influential for me. Or this record is, and this band really in general. It got me into so many other artists within the OC scene, and it made me kind of expand outside of just screaming, and got me thinking more like, oh, there's some really good melodic stuff too. Like I don't need to just listen to guys screaming for 3 minutes, every song. So it kind of expanded my horizons, and as I've grown up, I've kind of grown with the band. I mean, I don't agree with everything that they've done, musically, but I understand the progression, and I kind of give them a pass almost. It's just like, I give them a pass because I know what they're capable of, and I know that they've done it so well, that they've perfected it way back when, with this record, Artist, Illusion, and Visu. They absolutely perfected it. And I don't know, man. I can't add anything more to it. It's hard for me to wrap it up because it is so ingrained in my musical history and the scene we grew up in and the friends we had. And I mean, the nostalgia here is just incredible. And a good friend of mine, friend of the pod, Annie, when Annie and I met, we met through mutual friends who, I didn't go to high school with Annie at all. She grew up across town, and I only met her because of one guy. And when we met, the first thing her and I clicked on was Thrice. That was the first thing that we connected on, because we both loved the band. We knew the band front to back, her more than me, because she was obsessed with them. She even had like things hanging up in her house, like in the hallway. Like her mom allowed her to put up like pictures of her with the band, like that she took at shows, and like framed up on the walls. Like that's how much she loved this band. So that was our common denominator was Thrice when we first met. And then now Annie is she's incredible. She's awesome.
Love Annie.
Love Annie so much. Yeah. I'll tell you later. Oh, anyway, yeah. So, Annie's awesome. But yeah, like I said, just nostalgia, the memories, the amazing music, perfect record. I don't give a fuck. Identity Crisis is amazing. Anybody who tells you otherwise is lying out of their fucking teeth. So, perfect record. Right? Right.
I
3 out of 3.
I agree.
3 out of fucking 3. So, do you have anything else on this one?
That's it. That's all.
All right. So, thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars. Tell all your friends. And thank you all for listening. So, that's it. That's all.
I fucking love this one lyrically. I love how he feels. He just quaint. Oh, he just can't make something fucking perfect there, can he? That's my Cockney accent there.
That was all Australia.
That was everything. That was New Zealand mixing with like that was everything. That's what I do.
That was the worst.
I make them up.
That was the worst.
I do what I do. I do what I do. It is what it is.
No, I did a lot on the Transplants. I sang a lot on the Transplants. I even sang on the Rancid one too. The Mow 'em fucking down. That was so good.
Yeah, you did like the Mow 'em fucking down.
Fucking Mow 'em fucking down. It's so good.
I forgot about the Mow 'em fucking down because it's so dumb the way you say it, but that's how he says it. And it's like that's even more stupid is when you hear him. It's like, wow, he actually does say it like that. That's really stupid and funny.
Oh, that's why I love it so much. It's so bad.
Fucking down. Like, there's no way Tim says it like that, but he does. That's fucking verbatim.
It's so
Yeah.
bad.